What's up, guys? How's it going today? Brian Noonan here. I just got a notification on my Gmail, my email account, saying that Amazon just sent out their monthly newsletter. So the newsletter is really important. If you've never received the Amazon newsletter, or maybe this is your first month receiving it, it's really important because Amazon only reaches out to us maybe once or twice a month. And so this newsletter is really important because this is Amazon directly messaging us as sellers, telling us all the latest changes, all the updates, new selling techniques and tips, the Amazon Selling Coach, new features inside Seller Central. And so what I thought we'd do today is go through this newsletter together with me, with you looking over my shoulder. What am I, as an experienced Amazon FBA seller, taking away from this newsletter? What parts are important? Which parts are not important? What each section means? And so we're going to dive into my computer here in just a minute. But before we do, if you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Noonan. I'm a multiple six-figure Amazon seller, and I love helping people. So if you like learning about entrepreneurship, overcoming and struggling with addiction and beating that and starting multiple successful online businesses, I post weekly or bi-weekly content every single week on the best, latest, and greatest selling on Amazon techniques. And I'm also thinking about maybe showing you some advice and doing some videos on YouTube. Let's jump into my computer. Hopefully you're subscribed to my channel. If you're not, please hit that subscribe button because it helps me get my message to more people using the YouTube algorithm. So we're going to jump into my computer. I'll see you inside there. All right, welcome inside my computer, and I just got this email just a couple of minutes ago. It's Friday, so maybe by the time you're watching this video, it's probably Monday. So this came in Friday afternoon. Amazon Seller Newsletter, January 2020. I always read these newsletters, and they're so important because Amazon rarely reaches out to us. I mean, it's hard to get a hold of a customer or a customer service representative for Amazon sellers, and so these newsletters are directly from Amazon themselves, telling us important information about updates or new features or new releases or new tools. And so I always read these and look into the messages that they send me. So the first one here, Amazon newsletter shares what we've been working on to help you and your business grow on Amazon. So the first here is an IRS form, a 1099 availability, U.S. taxpayers who generated over 20K in unadjusted gross sales and 200 or more transactions. This would be me. In 2019, we'll be able to download their 2019 IRS form 1099K by January 31st if you consented to e-delivery. If you did not consent, you'll have an IRS 1099K will be postmarked February 1st, 2020 and mailed to the address you provided during your tax interview. Make sure that you do keep a valid ID, bank account, all of that on file with Amazon. If you log into your Seller Central account and it says tax ID or tax information, tax interview needed, make sure you've already filled that out if you're new to selling on Amazon. Basically, the way sales taxes work is Amazon has stores our inventory in multiple locations. So Amazon stores our inventory in multiple states. And the way it's supposed to work is if you generate $10,000 or make profit $10,000 or more for 3 consecutive months or more, you're supposed to pay sales tax in the states where your inventory is kept. Now, I find this optional because Amazon is always shifting around our inventory to different states, so I'm not always in the same state with my inventory. And rarely, $10,000 a month usually is spread out across the U.S. for my products, and so I really don't fit into that. Now, I do pay attention to my 1099 form. This is important. I give this to my accountant to do my taxes. You should get something in the mail if you're a first-time Amazon seller, even if you've sold 1 unit. You should get a income statement or income tax document from Amazon in your mail. I get it from e-delivery. So this is the first, Amazon letting us know that they'll be sending out your tax forms. And if you generated over $20,000, which I did, in unadjusted gross sales or 200 or more transactions in 2019, you'll be able to download that, which I can get my IRS 1099K form. Next section here is optimize your product pages with the right information. Build customer confidence by providing accurate information on your product detail page. So Amazon is saying optimize your listing to make sure that you're providing true and accurate information to your customer. Use the voice of the customer dashboard to review your offers, read customer comments, identify product and listing issues, and take action to resolve any problems. So we'll take a look at that voice of the customer dashboard in just a minute. So that's interesting. Make sure your detail page or your listing, all the information that you have on there is the correct dimensions, the correct weight, describes your product in detail correctly, so no false information. Review the product information for your offers on all stores and improve your product detail pages. So you could click there if you want to go and work on your listing. Next, we have updates to managing SKUs using the automate pricing file. Sellers with a professional plan now have more flexibility. Previously, the regional automated pricing file template only supported up to 5,000 SKUs per upload, with a maximum of 3 uploads per day. Now you can manage up to 30,000 SKUs per upload in a 24-hour period with no limit on the number of files that you can submit. So this is talking about managing SKUs. This is really doesn't apply to my business or private labeling, because this is more like shoes and fashion and sellers that have a lot of SKUs that they have to upload at one time. Creating a listing, maybe you're in the fashion space, or if you were in the fashion space or the shoes category, and maybe you're selling 10 different types of dresses and there's 10 different sizes. That would be a lot of SKUs to upload at once. So that's what they're talking about there. Next, grow and diversify your sales by selling globally. Leverage Amazon's global scale to sell to hundreds of millions of new customers in 2020. Whether you're delivering through FBA or fulfilling your orders directly to your customers from your house, you can use Amazon's growing customer base and international logistics capabilities to scale your business. Amazon provides a variety of tools and services that simplify selling internationally. Begin the registration process to sell globally. Here's the dashboard to create a selling account in the desired store, marketplace, like Canada or Mexico, or Germany or the UK. After you complete registration, your selling account will automatically link to your selling account in the new store. So up at the top of your Amazon seller account, when you log into Seller Central, at the top, you'll notice that if you signed up and you live in the US and you signed up for the North American marketplace, you'll see at the top Amazon.com with an American flag, or at the top Amazon.mx for Mexico, or Amazon.ca for Canada. Once you've launched a product or two, which I recommend launching products in the USA marketplace first because it's the most profitable and the fastest growing, then you can look at expanding your product. If you've already gone through the work of creating a shipping plan, sending inventory into the Amazon Fulfillment Center, starting a launch, selling the product, running PPC, you kind of already know the whole system. And so you do the same thing and you just transfer and you create a listing on the Mexico marketplace, or you create a new listing on the Amazon.ca Canada marketplace, and then you would talk to your supplier and create shipping plans to send inventory directly to the fulfillment center in that country. So it's not as simple as if you have a listing and a product selling on Amazon.com USA, you can't just say, okay, I want to sell on Mexico. It doesn't work like that. You have to send inventory, invest more money, and send inventory in units and create a shipping plan to those warehouses in those other countries. Now, what countries do I recommend outside of the USA next? One of the ones that I've made a lot of money in is UK and Germany. I've tried those marketplaces and I like those a lot. Here are 4 simple steps to help you succeed selling globally. And then the selling globally dashboard there, if you wanted to click on that. How one seller increased viability and boosted sales by 20% in 6 months. So Sarvanan owns a Bangalore-based brand, Hathmik, and sells groceries and dog food on Amazon. He automates his pricing, which helped him increase the visibility of his products by listing better prices and boosted his sales by 20%. So Amazon's telling us, test your price, test your product price. Maybe when you first launch, you need to come in 20% below your main competitor's price, or even 30% lower, and test that price over several days to see what price point gets you more sales. And let's see what he says here. So he's boosted his sales by 20% in 6 months with pricing differences. I came to know about the Automate pricing tool from Amazon Seller blog and gathered information from the Amazon support team. I started using Automate pricing in October of 2018 with 6 SKUs under the best price rule. I saw a growth of 12% in the buy box. Win percentage went from 87 to 99% buy box, which just means if a customer's on his listing, when they click buy now, he gets the sale. 87% of the time, it went to 99% of the time. With this improvement, I started adding more SKUs on the automated pricing, and I currently have 170 SKUs, which resulted in an increase of 20% overall sales. Prior to using the automate pricing feature, I had a dedicated person to look after the pricing of the products, and now because of the automate pricing feature, I don't need a person to manage my pricing strategies. Pricing the product has become an ease with this tool since it gave me more time to focus on my production and increase the selection for my customers. I started with only one category, and now I am selling in 3 different categories and 32 different subcategories. So this guy, good for him. He increased his sales by 20%. He was able to add 170 SKUs, 32 different subcategories. He sells in, no, I don't need a picture downloaded of him. He sells in grocery and food, dog food, which is hard to get approved in. You can't source products from China usually in those categories. You've got to source from the USA. You got to go through a distributor who has FDA, or a manufacturer who has FDA clearance, FDA approval, and that the supplements or the food or the grocery or the dog food has been approved. And so it's kind of hard to get going in that category. But the Amazon Automate pricing feature, I've never used it. I always just do my product research correctly and my market analysis to find out and keep a track of. And Helium 10 has a feature, pricing alert feature inside Helium 10, that'll help you watch the pricing history of your competitors. And that's going to wrap up that. We'd like your feedback. If you have a 2-minute survey there to do a survey, I'd say this newsletter wasn't anything I didn't already know. Sometimes I'm pretty surprised with the newsletters. They have a lot of really good features in there, but this one not so much. I mean, it's nice about the automate pricing feature, making sure you're providing true and accurate results to the customer on your listing. Nothing I really didn't know before. Build a customer confidence by providing accurate information for your product. Voice of the customer dashboard I have never opened, so we can take a look at that together and I can see what that is. But okay, so it's going to make me sign in. Voice of the customer, CX Health breakdown of your listings. Okay, good. 2 listings are good. 1 is excellent for this seller account, and then it lists my products down here. So I think what this was customer feedback. It's kind of a dashboard that keeps track of your customer questions and any answers you provided and customer reviews. And then maybe it takes into account buyer-seller messages. So make sure you are keeping track of the reviews you're getting, responding to any questions or negative reviews on your listing, monitoring those really closely, and then of course opening up your seller app on your phone. You do have to go to desktop. If you get a buyer message, then you need to go onto a desktop to fully see that message and respond. If a customer messages you and say, I got a defective product or one that's not working, what I do is just create a multiple channel fulfillment order inside my Seller Central account, and I can just send a replacement if I just ask for his address or her address, and they send it to me through the Amazon buyer-seller message platform. I can just go ahead and create a fulfillment order for 1 new unit to be sent directly to that customer, and he doesn't even have, or she doesn't even have to worry about returning it. So that's going to wrap up going over the Amazon newsletter for 2020. It's the first newsletter, I think, of the new year, the new decade. I hope you guys are doing amazing with your Amazon business and finding those awesome FBA products. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments, and I'll see you inside my next video.